up, everybody? Greg Chapman here with the Gentleman Gorilla. I have a very special guest for everybody today, back in the country for a very short time from Thailand. One of my favorites, Sarah Sunshine.
Hello.
Could you please introduce everybody to who you are and what you've been doing and I guess what you plan on doing?
Okay, the plans are a little all over the place, but we'll start with who. I'm Sarah Sunshine. I've just been solo traveling Southeast Asia for the last year, and yeah, we can't talk about future plans because I don't know. I'm moving to South America next, and we'll see
Nice.
what happens from there. I'm teaching abroad, volunteering, and just exploring all the parts of the world that I've always wanted to see because if I don't do it now, then I might not ever do it. So I'm going to do it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I wish that more people had the courage to just set everything else up so they could travel and work and experience other cultures and ways of life than what they grew up being used to.
Yeah, I think everybody, I mean, who doesn't love to travel? Everybody wants to travel, and a lot of people probably feel like they can't just because life gets crazy and hectic and, um, the financial side of things. But one of the biggest things I learned over the year was how to manage money better while I'm traveling and how to stay out there because to be honest when I was leaving I was not sure what I was doing. I was really
I feel like that.
I think the biggest question people ask me is financially like how do you travel the way you do, and it's not just like I'm on a permanent vacation. I'm working while I travel, and then also the year before I left I saved for a year and I was juggling jobs. I always had like three different jobs going, and I was saving with the intent to move to Thailand and just start exploring Southeast Asia. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I learned a lot about how to manage my finances because I realized quickly when I got out there that if I wanted to stay out there, I needed to work.
I
And
feel like that's probably one of the biggest worries when people are planning extended travel time like that.
mhm,
It's where are they going to make money?
mhm,
Because I feel like most people aren't in a situation where they can save up enough to go on like a 6 month or a 12-month excursion or
mhm.
adventure. Because I mean, part of it is, do you have things in rental storage? Rental storage, a storage rental? No, no, a storage unit.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Yeah, a storage unit. Or do you have to like sublease your place? What do you do with your vehicle? Like,
Just
there's all of
you
that,
just sell everything and go.
and then
Just go. Just leave
yeah,
everything and everyone. Just sell everything and just go.
what happens if you run out of money 3 months into your 6 months?
Ooh, then
Like,
you come home. Whoop de freaking
right?
do. Like that's the thing. I had all these freak out things in my head. Like on the I can remember the plane ride. Oh, just flying into Thailand and thinking like, oh my gosh, I was so nervous. I was like, what am I doing? And am I going to be able to last a year? I wasn't really. I was just really unsure of myself. I had a lot of self doubt and a lot of fear, but I was also just on cloud nine. Like I'm so excited to live in another country because that's something I've never done before and I've always wanted to do. So um, when I was freaking out, that was like I was thinking of the pros and cons. Okay, should I go? Should I not go? And I thought, well, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
So what if I run out of money? Then I fly home.
So like
Like,
that's what you would tell yourself
like yeah. I just like
in your moments of
anytime
panic.
I had thought of something that could possibly go wrong, um, like, when
What's
you
the craziest random fear that you had? Like, was there like a moment where like for some reason like something random sets you off and you're like, oh, I'm fucked. I made the worst decision.
yes,
Like, what
that
was it?
happened a lot more than once. That I had some near death experiences and just yes, quite a few moments where I thought like everything was in slow motion and I had time to sit and go, "This is it. I'm I'm dead now. I'm gonna die." So yeah, I had some weird things happen, um, and someone broke into my room at 4:30 in the morning. It was a lady boy
Oh,
who was probably looking to like steal, and that was a really that was really
I
scary.
think
That was
you
really
told me
scary.
part of this story.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
Do you feel comfortable telling it again?
Oh yeah, it's well, I don't want to make it too long of a story. Let's just say, like, I woke up to the dogs barking. I had this weird feeling in my stomach, and felt like someone was outside of my door. I had, glass sliding doors with a curtain in front, and I looked at my phone and saw it was 4:30 in the morning, and I thought, who is coming home right now? and and why do I feel like someone's outside? And anyway, as soon as I had that thought, my curtains started to flutter back and forth on the bottom, and someone was coming into my room. So I just jumped up, and I'm just freaking out, just butt naked, just like looking around the room, like for anything with any weight to it to
Yeah.
grab and, fend myself, protect myself. So I grabbed a portable speaker, and when I saw this like head coming through the curtain, I just yanked it back, and I just started throwing that speaker down on his head and kicking him and screaming, get the F away from me, freaking out. And it was so scary.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, he was wearing a helmet, so I don't think I did any, I don't think I really did anything, but I at least scared him away because he flew back and ran, jumped on his bike and took off. I called my landlord, and we watched the video on his phone of uh, him creeping up her. I told him, this woman broke into my room, and we watched the video, and he said, no, this is a lady boy. Like, okay, well, she was really big, and was probably just, hoping no one was home and looking to steal stuff.
Wow. So
It was scary. It was very, very scary. But then, I had other instances when, I had a driver come on to me, and I had to, physically be aggressive to let him know that, like, no, you can't kiss me, and no, you can't grab my head and shove it into your nose and face, and what, like, it was really scary. So yeah, I have stuff like that. I got hit by a car in Chiang Mai, and that was really scary, flying through the air.
so you really need to be prepared for just
Anything
that
can happen. Yeah, there's so many things I could go into more detail about, but I think the scariest moments, there was a lot of theft, and I had multiple cases of debit card fraud at the ATMs, and at one point I completely like ran out of cash in Vietnam while I was waiting for a new debit card to come in the mail, and it was just so frustrating to not have anything. Like, my wallet had gotten stolen in Bali before the move, and I just like ran out of cash and had no extra cards. And I'm just waiting on this thing to come in the mail, and I just got myself all worked up and freaked out because I'm in a foreign country, and I just moved there, and I didn't know anyone. I didn't really know the area. And it took a couple days of stress, and then I realized that none of that shit matters because it's just material crap, and it's money, and it doesn't matter. Like, there's always a way to, like, you'll be fine. You'll figure it out. You always do, And I think stuff like that, when it happens, it's just makes you a stronger person, and you learn and you grow from it. So you have to be thankful for those trying times and those near-death experiences and those sketchy moments, because they build your character and they build your confidence, and I almost like you have more faith in yourself and your capabilities. Like, that's what this year taught me, is to like really believe in myself and that I can do something that I want to do, instead of making excuses or being fearful of it.
It's not the beach time that really changes your life. It's the it's the adversity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
It's the dealing with the cross-dressing trannies with helmets coming in to steal your shit and falling off of waterfalls and getting
yeah.
robbed.
Oh, yeah. That was scary too. That was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whenever you hear stories like that growing up, they're like, be careful, like blah blah blah, or like this is how to save people from rivers, and like everyone's like, who does that? Sarah does that.
Yeah. There was some crazy. It was the craziest, just wildest, most beautiful, like, best year of my entire life, without a doubt. Best year of my life, and the good and the bad. Excuse me. I wouldn't trade any of it. Don't. I don't know if there's something I would have done. Actually, there are things I would have done differently. Like I said, I learned a lot this year.
What would you do differently?
Well, my pack job has gotten a lot better because I'm trying to cram everything I own into 2 backpacks, and realizing, what you can and cannot do without
How much
while you're on the
finite
road.
space you have. And
Yeah, and um, so I'm definitely packing a little bit differently, and I'm definitely a lot more aware of ways to travel more mindful and environmentally friendly, eco-friendly.
okay.
And I
So
think,
what would a couple things be that like you have made switches? Because I imagine when you started your pack job, you would at home be like, I don't need this, and then like 3 days later you'd be like, I really need that.
hmm
Like, what are some of those things that you realized, like a few days into the trip, you're like, fuck, I should have packed that, or I could have done this differently to make it better.
I should have packed a nice thin little rain jacket, very lightweight, very thin, like an outer shell. I should have packed one of those because you buy those cheap ponchos and then I feel guilty about the plastic use and then it lasts like, you wear it once and then it's got holes in it and so I should have brought a good rain jacket. I didn't do that. And I didn't really actually I wasn't ever in crazy rainy weather until the last month of my entire trip, but I really could have used it because it was monsoon season in Vietnam, and I moved there the exact month where it's like the highest amount of rainfall out of the entire year, and so I could have used a good rain jacket.
Okay. I just got a
That's
really
just
good
one
rain
thing I'm thinking.
jacket.
Oh yeah.
Random side note, even though it never rains here, except for right now, which is kind of odd. But yeah, I have a good rain jacket now, so good. I'm ready to pack that.
Yes, pack that, and then also started using those packing cubes.
Packing cubes?
Yeah, I should have brought one to show you. They have a bunch of different sizes and they zip really tight. So,
Do they like you suck the air out and vacuum seal, or?
no, it's not like that. They're just like they zip, but it's really good for clothes especially, you can do like a pants bag and a tops bag, zip it up really, really tight and like have everything like super secure. And then instead of having to rummage through your bag and throw everything around, you just look down and
Oh, you
like,
find your pants
those
cube.
are my bottoms. I know that cube. You grab the cube and you're good to go.
That makes
It
sense.
saves a lot of space. And I do pack things that I could definitely do without, but I have very specific weird purposes for them. Like, okay, I don't need to bring a shaker with me, this little protein shaker. I don't need to bring it.
No.
But I love smoothies and juices, and every time I would go to like a juice or fruit smoothie stand, they use the
Mm-hmm.
plastic cup plus the plastic lid, and then they like to put it in a nice carry plastic bag, and then they usually put two straws in it because you need one with a fancy scoop at the end. And I'd feel like guilty getting a smoothie and using all that. So if I bring this shaker, it's like the perfect size. I can just hand it to them and ask them to put it in here. And um, same with like a reusable water bottle. Most airports are going to have, little refill stations, and a lot of them
Yeah.
use plastic cups and things like that. So like, you should always have a water bottle. And a lot of times when you go out to eat at places, you can get filtered water. Well, depending on where you are.
What was the water quality like? That always worries me.
Yes. Well, you only want to drink like bottled water, and you don't want to venture out. Like I was like brushing my teeth with water everywhere, and I was fine, but probably because I just got used to the water over there. But I know uh, I wouldn't trust it. It's like
So
when.
bring maybe a water purifier, like a little. They have like the little sip sticks. They
Yeah,
have
so I
like
have a
little mini
Sawyer
kits of them.
straw that's amazing and really nice, and that was always good when you're hiking. And you can refill or attach. You can actually attach it to a camel pack hose. That was another thing. I brought like a big camel pack with a hose for when I'm hiking, and I hiked a lot, but I hardly ever used it because I just used my refillable water.
That makes sense.
But I would totally carry around a life straw, or like me, I carry around like metal and bamboo straws. So,
You carry all of these with you?
well, these I just got a new one. I just got this in my stocking for Christmas.
What is
It's a
this?
little keyring portable straw, and look, you can open it up, and then look, it's expandable. Like, look at that. Anyway,
Oh, that's cool as fuck.
it's really cool. Um, and like my chopsticks, so I don't have to use the plastic ware. just like little things like this, you carry it around and you always have it on your bag, so no matter where you're eating or going, you can cut back on the plastic use. Also, Tupperware. I'll, I'll bring like Tupperware if I have leftovers, or even if I go to one of the
So you're not
amazing.
bringing a takeout box with you. You're not wasting a takeout box.
Right, right. Like in a lot of the Thai bakeries, just in there's in little markets everywhere, and they would always have these awesome bakeries. But when you pick out the breads and things you want, they individually wrap everything, and then that they like to like triple bag that. So I would bring a big Tupperware and just load everything in there, and then use it for leftovers, and that takes up space. And I definitely like it's not a necessity, but I just feel good having it with me because I know that I'm going to use less plastic that way.
So
Delicious.
you were just talking about how you like to bring your own Tupperware with you, sustainability, and your own chopsticks, and your own straws, and your own cup. So you're not using trash. You're not making trash very much.
Hmm.
So I know before you left, you were telling me that you kind of have a mission to become like a travel host, like personality,
Hmm.
but behind that is to increase awareness on sustainability and green culture and all of that.
Hmm.
And I would love to hear more about how you want to go about that, like things that you can see in people's everyday lives that they could change if they were just aware, and kind of what you've learned on your travels, and kind of how much you've progressed since the last time we talked a little bit over a year ago.
Yeah, so my dream, I want my own travel show. I want something like Anthony Bourdain style, but less food focused, more environmental focused.
Okay.
Really, my the two things that I'm really passionate about when I'm traveling and volunteering are environmental issues and anything having to do with children. So the purpose of my show, aside from showcasing the beauty of the places that I travel to, like, hey, look, this is beautiful. I want to show people while they're traveling how to be more responsible about it, more mindful, and be more like an eco tourist, if you will. And then also to show people ways that they can give back to the places they travel to. Because
Okay.
the game changer for me traveling, I shouldn't say game changer. One of the things that just really struck me was when I was getting into all this volunteering, and the more I got involved, the more I wanted to be involved, and the more it was, really just pulling on my heartstrings, and I just felt myself saying, "Oh my God, I need to be doing more of this." And I was so glad to come across the nonprofits that I did while I was traveling, and I've just met some incredible people doing incredible things out there. And I want to tell people about those places and show them what they're doing. And I think a lot of people want to get more involved and they want to help out, they're just not sure how.
Yeah, like what were some of the things that you did or opportunities that you found to give back to the communities while you were traveling?
A lot of volunteer teaching and a lot of cleanups, organized cleanups. There's organizations like Trash Hero, for instance. They are global. They're all over Southeast Asia, and I actually met them when I was living on Koh Lanta Island in southern Thailand, and then just so happened to see them in Indonesia, and it was really easy for me to. They have a Facebook group for all the areas that they're in, and you just join that, and then you go to cleanups with them. And then my favorite was North Bali at the North Bali Reef Conservation. They build artificial reefs and deploy them to rebuild the coral along the shore there.
So is that like, do they make like wire framing or something for the seabed or?
We use it's a cement mixture,
Okay.
and yes, they're like huge cement mixtures. So we have to you have to dig really deep holes and like pour the cement in just to make like the base. It's kind of hard to picture. I have to show you a picture. But you build on top and you build little tunnels and canals. You basically pack dirt in between the cement to build like little fish homes, basically. And you sit them out, let them dry. I forgot the cement mixture. It's like a mixture of calcium, cement, and sand. That was it. And
Okay, so then the
it
calcium
it dries. Yeah, it
turns
dries,
into.
and then we throw on some gear and dive down and kind of stack them
Scuba
on.
gear?
Yeah. We
So this is
dive
a whole
down.
scuba experience too?
Yeah.
That sounds
After they're
amazing.
dry, we put them down there and kind of try to link them or stack them to make this area where coral can grow again. And they also have 2 schools there. So you can also not only volunteer for the marine work, but you can also do volunteer teaching at the school, which is incredible. The kids are just amazing. The people are just amazing. That was my favorite part about the entire year was the people that I met and learning about the different cultures and the languages. I love languages. And
What's your
I
favorite phrase that you picked up?
um favorite I think my favorite language was Thai, but I don't know that I have like a favorite phrase. I think the most useful one is Hong Nam Yuti Nai.
Hong Nao Utamai?
Hong Hong Nam Yuti Nai.
Hong Nong Utanai?
สวัสดีค่ะ Hello, where's the bathroom?
Very important.
um, yeah, it was really amazing to be there. Well, I can't really like pick a favorite because they're all the places that I went to were very unique and beautiful in their own way. So it's hard to really have a favorite. But I spent the majority of my time in Thailand and Indonesia and a month in Vietnam, which was not enough time. A month is really not
I've
so
heard a lot
long.
of amazing things about Vietnam.
It's
It was
incredible.
Anthony Bourdain's favorite place. That's where he said.
He said
would-
Indonesia was his favorite. He said he would retire in Indonesia. I don't know if
Really?
he called it his favorite, but when he was there, he said, "I'm going to retire here."
I think he also said that about Vietnam. Maybe he went to one of those after the other one and changed his mind.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe we need a Google moment.
I went to a banh mi sandwich shop that he went to in Hoi An, Vietnam,
Yeah.
and
Was it amazing?
the bread was really good. I wasn't, I was a little hyped up, so I had high expectations. I had
I
better,
feel like whenever something's put on a
sandwiches.
pedestal, it's never as good as.
but the bread was
pedestal.
amazing. Yes.
That's
All
good.
the food was really amazing. That's another, one of my favorite things is getting to try all those fun, funky foods and sauces and flavors.
Did
Oh
you-
my
They eat a lot
God.
of insects in Southeast Asia, don't they?
Yeah, I ate a lot of insects too. You got to
I've
try
heard
them.
cricket protein is like twice as
Yeah, they
much
just taste
protein
like
per
chips.
gram as like beef, and it's also it's one of those
That's
things that's
crazy.
like I don't know if it's twice as much, but it's more protein per gram than beef, and it's like if everyone was to eat like crickets instead of beef,
But
there's a whole like
but
insect diet thing, like a little revolution going on. People being like, it's sustainable. It's so
Yeah.
easy to grow crickets,
I ate live crickets one time, and
Yeah.
they explode in your mouth, and
but
they're not tasty.
but also gross.
Not
like
good.
I don't want to eat bugs. You know.
Yeah, they're not good alive.
Right, this planet's going. We
They're
might
good
all have
crispy.
to eat bugs someday. You never know.
Yeah.
Isn't that delightful to think about? You're like, yeah,
Be positive.
let's do all of the sustainability stuff that Sarah's talking about so we don't have to eat bugs. Please, for the love of God, recycle. I don't want to eat crickets. Oh,
Yeah,
apocalypse stuff.
I feel like people, there's anywhere you are in the world, you can find places to volunteer with and ways to give back and be environmental. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's a park near your house that probably has some trash. There's probably trash out there because I find that every time I go to a park, I always find trash.
Every time I go
Even
to walk, if there's trash, I try and pick it up. I learned that one from you,
Yeah.
actually. When we'd go hiking, you always would be like, "All
Yeah.
right, trash, pick it up."
I,
It's like, oh, we
I
can
carry
do
around
that.
a bag, and sometimes I have gloves, sometimes I don't, but I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge that we have going on right now on Instagram. It's called a 10 Waste Challenge. And it's a challenge to just take 10 minutes out of your day, go outside, clean up some trash, snap a photo, and use the hashtag 10 waste challenge and useful selfie.
10 ways to challenge.
10 waste. Waste, like
Waste.
trash.
10 waste.
10 waste challenge.
10 waste challenge.
Yes. And it's an incredible challenge, and it's worldwide, and it's really inspiring people to just take a minute and clean up some trash because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, I mean, I knew we had a plastic pollution crisis in the ocean, like, but I never, until I saw some of the things I saw in person, and when I was in California, even though I was aware, I didn't really understand how bad it really is because you don't really see it here. And living in Indonesia and Thailand and in the little island areas, seeing it like just wash in and like, like hit you in the leg, like just watching the trash roll in from the water is really heartbreaking, and it really made an impact on me
So like
to
here,
see that.
you look down and it's just like seaweed hitting you. In Indonesia, you look down and it's like styrofoam.
Yeah, and it's more prevalent during different times of the year, and depending on how it's washing up, and also like what island you're on, how much you're gonna see. But there's islands out there entirely made of trash.
Yeah,
I mean,
intentional islands.
what's that one
That's-
that's the size of Texas? I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah, no, that's the. I know what you're saying. I was saying that people have also already they made their own islands out of trash. There's so much trash that
Yeah,
just like
and not just
packed
coming from the
all
ocean,
together.
like on land as well, because they don't have a good system
But
in place to
what
get
is
rid of
that
the
called?
trash.
It's called like the.
The Great Pacific something.
It's yeah. I gotta look this
Uh,
up. The trash pile.
Great Pacific. I don't know.
Pacific
But it's nuts. And
Trash Island. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, also
yes,
described as the Pacific Trash Vortex.
it's crazy.
a
But it's not the
gyre
only
of
one.
marine
That's the
debris.
thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Hmm.
We're bugged. We got a lot of cleaning to do. Thank God these 17-year-olds are a lot smarter than everybody else, and they're inventing like giant trash cleanup things to float around the ocean and to clean out the. They did one for one of the rivers on the East Coast, I think, or maybe it's in India. I think they did it on the East Coast, and it's just a little. It's basically like a trolley
Mm.
that just goes up and just picks up all the trash as it streams by. It's really cool. From the whole city, trying to clean up the river.
Yeah, and I think whether you're traveling or not, people should, you know, bring in the new year with making more environmentally friendly choices and just changing. You can tweak lifestyle habits in the smallest ways. Don't buy the plastic Q-tips, buy the ones that are paper in the middle, just like little things like that.
Yeah.
And obviously, like your use of water bottles and plastic bags, especially like in the kitchen with sandwich bags. Like there's reusable, like seal type bags. Just buy those. Like all these little things. There's just so many ways. But I think traveling that way and living abroad really opened my eyes to the plastic in the ocean, and like surfing and just cupping plastic like randomly, just like, oh,
As
yep,
you're
there's a
paddling.
bag, and shove it in the rash, shove it in the either the side strap of my bikini or in the rash guard, and just, oh, there's more, like just floating around out there. It was just like a shock, like it was a shocking thing for me to. I was just like,
So you
wow,
really go surfing.
it
and
really
just
is
pick up trash, like,
everywhere.
while you're paddling.
Yeah, it's it's heartbreaking, but it was incredible. It was incredible to be out there, and it made me feel just an overwhelming amount of gratitude for really everything in life, and just to be thankful for the kind of life that I live. And like when came back to America, oh my God, best shower of my life, best bed of my life. I had the worst bed in Vietnam of my life. So I
What was
slept.
it, like on milk cartons?
I don't know what it was. It wasn't a real bed, but it was hard, really hard. I couldn't even sleep on like my side or something because like it would hurt my hips. was bad.
Oh, it's kind of like sleeping on the floor almost.
Yeah, it was bad. But then I got to Texas, and then we had like the best bed ever, and just showers and just so
You
many
just
little
slept for like a
things that
week.
yeah, actually the first
You're
two
like, I just
weeks
want
were
to
a
lay
little
out
rough.
everything soft.
Yeah, I was having a weird time getting back into the flow of the American lifestyle. I would say the first 2 weeks felt really weird, physically and mentally. There was a little bit of culture shock because I just kind of felt awkward and it's really
Yeah.
hard to explain, but I had I really needed like a full 2 weeks to just really get comfortable with like wanting to like hang out and do fun stuff and enjoy myself. I kind of was just feeling, I was really reflecting over the last year and things I had been through and what I learned and what I want to make happen with this next year of travel. Also, physically, I was a mess. Oh my gosh, I didn't poop for 6 days. I'm sorry for sharing that on your podcast. But I was freaking out.
This is just the
Who doesn't
American
poop for
diet.
6 days? That's insane. I like came home and I could not. And I think it was the American food I was eating, like the choices of the things I
So
was eating. I
when
mean,
you
think
get
about it.
back after a year, you're like, you want pizza and burgers.
Well,
and
no, there's pizza out
chicken
there.
and
No, I really wasn't
no
craving
mac
and
and
I don't.
cheese.
Yeah, I don't do beef or pork
That's
because I
right, you
wasn't
don't.
craving burgers or anything like. What really, you know what I was craving was Mexican food. Like, I wanted Mexican food so bad, and so as soon as I landed, it was like Mexican food every day,
Mm,
and lots of cheese and dairy. And that's another thing. Living in Southeast Asia, I wasn't really eating dairy,
okay.
and not that I ever ate tons of it anyway, but being away from it for so long, and then coming home and just reintroducing all these heavy foods back into my diet, I think my body kind of freaked out and was like, ah, and my skin started freaking out. And I had really crazy allergies being back in Texas, which was weird because the entire year, oh, and I got really sick. I hadn't been sick my entire year of travel. All
And then
I had like food poisoning 3 times, but never ever felt sick, never had allergies, was always like, feeling healthy and well. And then I come home and I'm sick,
just
constipated, allergies, runny nose, like my skin
you're like,
started freaking out. I'm
why
like,
did I come home?
why? I'm
Why is this happening to me?
and this might sound sad, but like I remember the first few days I was like, oh God, I don't belong here. Like, why am I here? I don't belong here. Like I wanted to, obviously I wanted to be here. I want to be with family and friends. But the first few days I was here, I was just like, I shouldn't be here. I need to be out there. I need to be out there. And now that I've settled in and gotten to hang out with the people that I love, now I don't want to leave. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I need to leave. Like, I need to go.
Yeah.
That's where I'm happy.
And you're pretty close to taking off again.
Yeah, 20 days. 20 days. Isn't that crazy? I can't believe it. I'm kind of like, I know I'm getting like the butterflies thinking about it, and I know it's going to be amazing, but I'm still feeling like nervous because it's a place that I've never been to, and it it's a very big commitment to make. Well, like I said, I can always come home if I'm not feeling it, but I've always wanted to see South America, so I'm going to move to Brazil for maybe a few months, and
Okay.
then go to Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and then I'll probably move up to Central America to work with a couple nonprofits in Nicaragua and Guatemala. The wind, so we'll just see. And that's the great thing about this travel life. I can do anything whenever I want.
That
Can go wherever I want,
is freedom.
whenever I want.
It's, yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, because there's so many things that like shackle me to my life, but like that's what I'm building, like is from a base and then around what I'm building, right?
Yeah.
But what you're building, like your base is what you can put in your pack, like, and then so it's everything like around you. So like you are just shackleless, like you're building your life around what you can fit in your backpack.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can do it now, like with wireless technology, with your laptops, with iPhones.
Mhm.
Like you can keep your communication channels. You can keep your content creation equipment.
Mhm.
Like it's so small.
Mhm.
Like you can do a whole professional recording setup off of an iPhone now.
Yeah.
Like, which means you're not even taking up any more space in your pack to record professionally.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I still need a new camera.
We
I'm
all
gonna
need
get the
new cameras.
DJI. I think.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I need to. I need to do some
There's some
shopping.
there's some really good ones. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called an Osmos,
Yeah.
but it'll like track you. So
Yeah.
like it's
That's
got
the one
like,
I'm talking about.
oh, okay, we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I might invest in one of those. I really need to step up my game in the whole filming and editing world because, like I mentioned, I started a YouTube channel. I haven't put anything on it. But I would like to share my travel experiences and share things about the places I travel to and spread awareness about ways to give back and volunteer and what a difference it can make in your life. Because for me, it was life changing. This year changed my life. It changed my path entirely. It changed everything for me. And I guess I've never felt that kind of freedom and that kind of independence. Like I've always been an independent person
Yeah.
and I always like pride myself on like I do what I want and I make it's my life, my rules, I'm free. Because we're in America and we're so incredibly, absolutely freaking blessed that we do have the choice to live whatever life we want. So when anyone wants to complain about how hard their life is and woe is me and when I'm a victim and I need everything given to me, um,
Yeah.
shut up and just live your life. Like,
I mean,
everybody needs to stop crying about how hard
and it's
their life
hard
is.
because
Not
they
everybody.
haven't experienced anything worse. So how do they know?
Yeah, it's all
So,
and it's
which
all
comes
about
back to the travel.
it's all about perspective. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying like everyone has it easy because they don't, but
I mean,
I'm just
pretty much
saying
everyone in America has it easy comparatively.
I always, I'm blessed and have a good life and I remember times that I was upset about something even when I first started traveling about, something being stolen or something very small and like getting worked up or upset about like little things. Like that doesn't happen to me anymore because I'm always thinking about like, well, I'm alive, like who cares? Like whatever, like let it ride, like let it go. That's life. That's how it is what it is. But the number one thing I've felt is just incredibly grateful to have the freedom to choose whatever life path I want to choose. Now before leaving, I thought I was happy in my like previous life, with the way my life was before, but deep down I knew that I wasn't because I wasn't doing anything that was fulfilling for my like heart and my soul. Um, Not that I wasn't enjoying myself and having fun, and oh my gosh, I just love San Diego with all of my heart. I love California. I love living in a place where I have the beach and the mountains and the desert and just everything. It's incredible, and I just love California so much. But I need to know what's out there and like working and I would like I had this pattern. I would work my ass off for say 3 months and save just enough to where I could take a trip somewhere or take a week off and drive somewhere and go camping. I would
Yeah.
basically like work, just dreaming about the next escape from
So you escape.
from
It's
the
like
crazy
it's
the
like
crazy life.
the corporate paradox. You drink coffee all week to earn enough money to go out on the weekends to get drunk to forget about all the work that you had to do all week, and then you have to drink coffee all week because you went out on the weekends
Oh
to
my.
get drunk.
Yep, and I don't know. It's just not the life for me. The whole corporate America, or just having any kind of desk job. I mean, everyone's different. Some people can like work really well in that environment, and that's cool for them. But I have to be free, and I can't stand being told what to do. So to be, you know, my own boss and just do what I want to do and be creative and be a giver, like that's what I want to do. I want to give, and that's why I love teaching so much. And giving back and volunteering, like that is fulfilling. That is doing something. Travel just makes you grow and change so much as a person. And now that I got a taste of that, I just want more. And I don't want the kind of traveling I did before where I would take 2 weeks and go somewhere with friends
party
and
and
try to, well, yeah, you party, and then you have to you try to cram so many activities in a short amount of time, and you don't really get to experience the culture of a place. You don't get to know the people. And when you're traveling solo, not only do you connect with strangers more because you're by yourself, so it's, for me, it was easy to meet people because I'm alone, and human nature, we want a tribe. We want to connect with people. So a lot of times I would connect with fellow travelers, and I made, some friendships that will last a lifetime, and and a lot of them were also solo traveling women. So it was really amazing to have those connections. And I think if I was on vacation traveling with a group of friends, I wouldn't have
you wouldn't be
really,
able to do
really
that.
gotten to soak up the culture. I think the best way to really get to know a place is working there with the people and avoiding that tourist area. I mean, dip into it every now and then and have fun and go see
Yeah.
the amazing,
I
beautiful
feel like
artistry of the place. But
when you're there, like you have to live somewhere affordable.
mm,
So you're not going to be in a beach hotel.
mm,
Like, so you're going to be in a neighborhood, probably at like a support house or not a support house, a sponsor house, or someone that's like open to renting to foreign people, or you know, and then you're just going to be immersed in the community.
mm-hmm.
You have to be. You have to go get your groceries every day.
Yes,
Know where to shop.
work there, live local, eat local, learn the language. That's the very first thing you should do. Just learn some basics, like 20 phrases at
Like,
least.
where's the bathroom?
Yeah, where's the bathroom? And extra, extra spicy is always a good one to know.
Extra, extra spicy.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
Just, what is it? I don't care. Make it extra spicy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my goal with the show, is not just travel, but ways to get involved and give back. And then also like kind of show people how to learn from my mistakes, because I'm always for some reason making them. So
That just means you're trying to get good at life faster.
yeah, yeah.
Make as many mistakes as you can, as fast
Yeah.
as you can. That's what a lot of people say. That's actually really good advice to give people. So you're just already doing what top CEOs tell people to do.
Yeah.
So good on you for that. You're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, the gotta go back. I gotta go back to the freedom thing.
Okay.
That's like the one thing I feel like I'm always searching for, is the feeling of freedom, like personal freedom, which has to do with your soul and your
Mm-hmm.
spirit and how you feel about the life you're living and how you feel inside. Like that is freedom, right?
Yeah.
So that's what this year gave me also, was that,
You learned how to be free.
yeah, and how to trust myself and accept myself and love myself and know that I don't need to make my decisions based on anyone or anything, especially society. Because society likes to throw stuff at you that you need to be a certain way, act a certain way, live a certain way, and you don't have to. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
So here's the thing about society. Society is going to continue doing exactly what it's going to do anyways, no matter what you do. That's just, they don't care about you, so why should you care about them? It's pretty simple like that to me. It's kind of how I live my life too. It's kind of like, whatever. You guys just say what you want and do what you want. I'm just going to come over here in my bubble and do me.
Yeah.
All day, every day. That's It's one of my little philosophies. I wake up every day and I say, is what I'm doing today making me happy or going to get me to some place where I'll be happy? And if the answer is no, I don't do it.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
It's also kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, sometimes you have responsibilities to other people or jobs or
Good old
an animal
obligations.
or bills.
Yes.
You know, you don't always have the choice to make your life your own. But
you do have a choice. You just have to learn how to prioritize and give and take and know that there's always going to be cost involved no matter what it is you want. There's always going to, be a cost, and you have to be willing to accept that and work for it if it's something you really want. Like the travel life, I really, really, really just, I really wanted to travel, and I wanted to do something fulfilling. And so I was like, it's just a year. I'm just going to do a year, and then I'll come back, and then I'll just go back to the way things were. It's just a year, In my head, I had it so planned differently. Before I left, I thought I had this like long list of like, I want to go here and here and here, and who knows what'll happen. But I didn't have my goal wasn't finding myself. I was just like, I deserve to take a year away from the distractions of everything that life distracts you with, and to just be with myself and do what makes me happy. I worked hard for this. I'm going to take a year and I'm going to see Southeast Asia. And I had no idea at that point that I was going to be a different person when I came back. I didn't know that I was going to say, well, I'm home. Okay, well, I got to go again. Bye. I love you. I love you, family and friends. I love America, but I have a lot, there's a lot to see out there.
it's funny though, because like to me, like you're the Sarah that I've always known. I think the only thing that's different is now you see who you really are.
Well,
Like
I connected with myself.
Yeah.
I broke the wall of, I guess it was just self-doubt, really, is what it boils down to. Fear and self-doubt and being scared. What if I can't make it out there? What if I, die out there? Well, if I die, then it's my time to go. Like I'm dying by not going because I'm not really allowing myself to live the kind of life I want to live.
Isn't it just, I think I don't know what emotion to use to describe it, but other people can see your potential more than you can most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we put so many limits on ourselves for absolutely
And
no reason.
And we talk down to ourselves on a subconscious level all day.
Whereas nobody else would ever say those negative things to us.
Mm-hmm,
We say those things to ourselves all the time.
Yeah. It's
Sad.
sad.
Yeah.
But when you can recognize that, when you notice that you do it, and you can stop yourself right there and say, that wasn't very kind. One of the biggest things, like before you speak to anyone, you need to ask yourself, is it true and is it kind, right? Well, do that for yourself. Like when you say something about yourself, like, is that really true? Do I really feel that way about myself? Do I really feel that way about myself? And that was comical. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have to create healthier habits, healthier mental habits, and like stop it as soon as you hear yourself do it and go, I'm not going to say that about myself anymore. And I'm not going to say that I can't do whatever it is, XYZ. I am going to, because I want to. Mm-hmm. And that's what I started.
You say in here becomes who you are in here.
Yes, it's Gandhi. I don't remember you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Your thoughts become your words become your actions, your thoughts become your...
Yeah, your thoughts become your words.
Your words become your actions. Your values become your action. I don't remember, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just,
Thoughts of the mind produce of their kind. That's it.
I like that one.
Okay.
Thoughts of the mind produce of their kind.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's another thing that I started doing a lot more when I was just traveling solo, as I started meditating like crazy and soul searching, like digging journal. I was journaling more than ever, and I love writing. But I would never write back home because I didn't have time. I would say I really want to read that book, but I don't have time. There's just
Because
too
The
much going.
Bachelorette was on and everyone wanted to watch
No, I
it,
don't watch that.
or
But like, I go on the dating shows, but I don't watch them.
oh, okay, yeah, I'll be on them, but I'm not gonna participate in your
I'll
sleazeball
watch,
games.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying. You have all these things that you want, that you say you want to do, but you don't ever have time to do them
Hmm.
because you're in this rat race where you're just like just juggling too many other things, and you're not prioritizing what's really important and like what's good for you and your happiness. So having that solidarity and being able to have quiet time, I was like, man, I should start meditating every day, and I should keep up with my yoga every day, and I can read now, and I can write now, and I can do all these things that just things for my mental health that I wanted to do that I wasn't doing before. And it made the biggest difference in just my day to day life and everything.
And
You
then
know,
the
it
day
just,
by day it turns into a year of
yeah, and it
change.
didn't start right away. I mean, it took time, and I had downtime. I had some down times. I had some moments where I was like a mess and just a ball of just crying mess, like because I was lonely
Yeah,
and having like all this like homesickness really, and just feeling like I was
you're missing
I was
what you
having
had.
hard times, with like when I got hit by that car, and like just like things like that happening.
I don't think that would be easy for anybody, first of all.
No, but
What'd you do yesterday? I got hit by a car.
yeah, but uh, you
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It was
I
just
know, I
like
get what you're saying.
it was uh, so much more than anything I could have ever imagined or hoped for, as far as the internal growth and the amount of healing that I was able to get from it was like
Right.
I can't even begin. I can't even I can't even handle it. It makes me want to cry.
I definitely, I think I definitely went through a lot of what you experienced in your personal growth in your year in Asia when I moved to San Diego. So you did it in a year, which is awesome. It took me like 4 years. I'm a slow learner. But I definitely understand what you mean by just being able to take more time for yourself, to do, learn
Yeah.
how to meditate, write in a journal,
Yes.
spend those days, weeks, and months
Quiet
just in
time.
a ball, kind of telling yourself to not kill yourself because you don't know what's going on with life and shit like that, you know? Well, maybe not that deep. But, you're just like, what's the point of this? Like, did I make the right decisions? Like, where's my life going to go? Like, it's all a mess. Everyone reaches those points.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, just trusting that it's going to get through it and that's kind of just your cocoon time. Like,
Yeah.
it's necessary to,
We all need me time.
yeah,
Like, you have to have your me time, quiet time,
I think so, definitely.
every day.
And the idea of traveling somewhere, like, when I moved here, it was with the intention of, I knew that I needed to be somebody different to be who I wanted to be and to get what I wanted out of this life. But I needed to free myself of the daily expectations of
Mm-hmm.
everybody around me that I'd grown
Mm-hmm.
up with. Because when you spend so much time with people, you become a part of their life,
Mm-hmm.
and you being a part of their life makes them tick every day.
Yeah.
Like, so that you need to be a certain person for them. And if you need to be a certain person for other people, and if you need to be a different person for this person and that person, what's left for you to be yourself at the end of the day? How much of you is left?
Mm-hmm.
So when you can remove that and then
That's
you can just
why.
spend 100% of yourself being you,
Yeah.
and then you can come back and be like, well, this is me now, and now I know who I am, and I can then give you myself as opposed to me needing to be who you need me to be first.
Exactly. Be you.
Exactly. true powerful
Be
self.
you. Yep.
Right?
I totally agree. Yeah, we like to wear masks. We like to wear social masks and act a different way around different company, and oftentimes we say yes to everything, including things that we really actually don't want to do because we're trying to please others. And like someone like me, for instance, that's just in my nature. I'm like a people pleaser,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to be giving, and I want, we all want to be liked. I want people to like me, so I say yes to everything. And sometimes I say yes, and as soon as I say it, I'm like, why did I say yes? I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't like, that.
Yeah.
That doesn't interest me at all.
And
But
then it just
but I'm gonna do
ruins.
it because I'm doing it for other people. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing and you should like not want to do that,
Yeah.
but you can stretch yourself really thin if you're trying to appease the masses and you are, you know, trying to do too much and say yes to too many things and instead of focusing on doing what makes you happy first. And so after this year, like that's all I care about doing. Like if something doesn't make me happy, I'm just gonna say no and just not do it. Like there's just as much power in saying no as saying yes. Like trust me, I will say yes to almost
Yeah.
anything. I'll try
Taking care
anything
of
once.
yourself first isn't gonna make you a less helpful giving person.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna stop helping other people.
I know.
Oh man, I just Dom, this is hilarious.
But
Um,
that's that's definitely another thing I learned is I I'm more focused on myself and my mental well-being and being out there and just owning less and like you said not having to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about like I'm not it's so much weight off your shoulders to not have stuff. We all have so much stuff. We
all
have
the
too much
stuff,
stuff. I don't need all this stuff. Like
right?
so it's just been really it's given me such a sense of freedom to just not have to worry about any of that and I feel like I can just go anywhere, do anything. I don't like to pre-plan too far in advance and like book flights too far in advance because I don't want to be feeling like well now because I did that I have to go here, I have to go there. I like the freedom of just being able to be spontaneous and do whatever feels good in the moment and kind of just go with my gut in most situations.
I think that's a pretty brave, bold, and honest way to live.
Yes.
I think
But it's
that,
not always sunshine and rainbows
I
and
mean,
it's not always
I
like
feel like that's how we're more supposed to live, though,
yeah.
is off of the, what do they call it? The seat of your pants, fly by the seat of your pants. Like, that's,
Which can be stressful too because then sometimes when you don't plan, it can cost you more money in the end and or you can put yourself in sticky
yeah.
situations. So I'm not saying like it's different for everyone, but like for me, I'm more like fly by the seat of my pants. That can be
Well, I
super
mean,
stressful
it's like
for
you said
others.
earlier, make a lot
So,
of mistakes. Like, the more mistakes you learn, the more you learn how to be prepared
yeah,
for whatever happens next.
yeah,
It's like you're not too worried about, you know, thefts happening, but now you also know how to protect your stuff a little bit better as well to
mhm,
maybe mitigate the risk.
yeah, mhm,
So I think that it's maybe if we weren't as protected from, a young age so much as a society, more people would be more mentally and physically capable of living flying by the seat of their pants style.
mhm,
Like, all right, I'm just gonna go do this for a while, see what happens. Like, don't worry, I'm actually capable of taking care of myself because I've had random crazy shit happen to me a bunch in my life and I've survived. So I'll be able to make it. I'll learn some
mhm,
stuff and I'll come back or move on to the next thing, like whatever the step is.
mhm.
Human beings are very capable, and I wish more people realized how capable they were because they would just be
They
happier and truer
just
versions of
soar.
themselves, right?
Just gotta have faith. It's all about. It's what it's.
Right?
You just gotta have faith in yourself and accept yourself and love yourself and know what you want in this life because I mean, you can't sit here and just quit thinking about it, well, and put it off, you know. Like, you could die tomorrow. And that's another thing I always tell myself. I think about death a lot. I'm like, oh, well, it could be next week. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be able to say when it does happen that I had a good life because I'm living like, okay, well, what are some things I really want to check off my bucket list? Okay, I'm going to do that now. Why do I have to wait?
Yeah. Because you never know. So let's gonna wrap this up here. I think we just passed about an hour. We don't want to keep people too long. So if you have one bit of advice for somebody that's thinking about taking off on a similar journey that you've made,
Like a long-term
maybe they
trip?
just want to go for a month. Maybe they've never left the country and they just want to leave for a weekend and see what it's like. Maybe it's for a year, like you. What is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody preparing for that?
Just go and go now. Go now, go now. And save. I'm just talking about how I'm not a planner or anything, but that's one thing I did do is I saved and I worked for it because I did not know that if I was gonna be able to make enough working teaching abroad. I didn't know how it was gonna work out financially, so I saved. Also, um, be mindful and be kind would be a big piece of advice for anyone traveling anywhere because there's so many unknowns when you're somewhere new and you don't know the customs and the people and what's polite versus something that could be seen as insulting, without you even knowing it. So always, no matter where you are and who you meet or, share a glance with, be kind to them and be respectful of the places you travel to.
All right. Those are good pieces of advice. And then can you tell the people where to find you? Social media, website, anything like that?
Yes, my Instagram is Sarah with an H underscore sunshine underscore underscore.
Okay.
And my website is www.sowing-sunshine.com.
Is that SOW or SEW?
SOWING.
So like sewing,
Sowing, like
like you're
planting.
growing. Yeah.
And I just, like I said, started the YouTube channel. I'm like so nervous about it. Like really nervous because, like I said, I'm just haven't been on that game with editing and making videos and everything. But I'm going to be doing a lot of vlogs and sharing my travels and giving little, travel tips here and there. But also, like I said, showing how to volunteer and how to get involved and ways to be an eco-friendly traveler. That I'll be in Brazil in like 20 days. So yeah, so I'm gonna launch that like in a couple weeks. So
Okay.
find me on YouTube at Chasing Sunshine.
All right. I love it. All right. So YouTube, Chasing Sunshine. You heard it here first. She's going to start a YouTube channel, and you're all going to learn how to travel and be eco-friendly and save lives one at a time, just like Sarah Sunshine. Thank you. That's it. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Get lots more podcasts just like this with local influential business leaders, movers, shakers, and awesome people. Thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you.